It's a bop.
Thanks.
Like, it's giving me old Demi vibes. Like,
yes.
I
love that you know old Demi
Oh
vibes.
my God. Are you kidding me? Did you forget? Do you know how many times I've cried over that in my bedroom? Like,
I would, but
like in a good way, like therapeutic. And I'd be like, Demi's with me. Are you kidding me?
If we repeat some of this, just pretend like it didn't happen before, because this is all great.
Yeah, we need to stop. Are we ready, guys?
Let's get started.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Demi Lovato, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you.
It is such an honor to have you here, and I want to say it's a big deal you're here for many reasons.
Oh my God, thank you.
Of course. But I've had sometimes people like come on if they're like a fan of the show, but you are the first person I have ever had on Call Her Daddy whose mom is a fan of Call Her Daddy. Shout out Demi's mom.
Yes. My mom loves this podcast. And she was like, you have to say hi. I was like, of course.
We are recording this just before your 30th birthday.
Yes.
Leo season. What does turning 30 mean to you?
Turning 30, what it means to me is like, to be honest, I've had a little anxiety. My 20s were like such a mess. Like I was trying to figure myself out. I didn't know who I was. A lot of shit happened. And then I kind of like over the past couple years have eased into who I am. And then this year I'm like, oh, I know who I am. So turning 30 to me has been like, I'm excited for my 30s and what that holds.
I love that. And I really want to normalize that because I feel like there's such pressure in society of like, when you hit 30, like figure it out. And it's like, what the fuck? No, 20s are meant to do all the fuck ups. And then 30s is when it's like, let me come into my own and really figure myself out.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I love that.
Thank
You were one of the voices of our generation. I started listening to your music in middle school, crying up against the window. Did you forget?
Yes!
Like fully singing all my heartbreaks. I'm like curled up with Demi. I feel like I already know you. Like truly, it's been a roller coaster. I feel like I've literally known you for so long, and I still love your fucking music.
Oh, thank you.
Were you always a natural performer?
I think that performer, no, I wasn't always a natural performer. I had some like adjusting that I had to do over time. I started performing on tour with the Jonas Brothers when I was 15. And I went from my first show in June of like 2008. It had like 100 people, to July, my first show with the Jonas Brothers was 18,000 people. So I had to like learn how to perform on these massive stages. And it was super intimidating. I was so nervous, but like I figured it out and I found my groove. But I have always been a vocalist. Like, you know, singing has always come natural to me. My first time singing on stage was when I was like 5 and at my talent show in kindergarten.
What did you sing?
Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On. Which is like one of the hardest songs to sing, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tackle that.
I was just about to say Demi. I'm like thinking like, ooh, like maybe like a pop song. She's like Celine Dion. Like what's that? I'm like, Demi, you just go right for the most iconic singer, hardest song to sing, like classic. Okay, so someone had a little confidence back then. There you go. I love that.
Yeah. And my mom, like, also, I was raised with like Aretha Franklin and vocalists like that. And then when I started learning vocalists that were in the era of when I was growing up, it was Christina Aguilera and Kelly Clarkson, and those were the singers that I gravitated to because they did things with their voices that I couldn't, and I wanted to learn how. So I made it my mission and was like, whoever is really, really talented, I want to do what they do. And so I just sang and sang and sang my little heart out until I could hit the same notes as them.
And then you eventually absolutely got there.
Thanks.
So for someone watching this, kind of going back to your childhood a little bit.
Yeah.
To kind of paint the picture, you're growing up and your parents split when you were really young. Mm-hmm. Did your biological dad have any input when you began working as a kid?
No. So my biological dad, he was mentally ill and had a lot of addiction problems. And so he wasn't really in my life at all. I mean, I was the one that would reach out and call him, but like he was really sick mentally. And so over the years, I slowly stopped reaching out and calling him because he was so sick. It was hard to have conversations with him. He was schizophrenic and he had delusions. And so our conversations went from, how are you? I miss you, to I'm doing a movie with Steven Spielberg and Jodie Foster's my girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, we like can't talk anymore. And so I guarded myself from that relationship, and he didn't have a say, but he was proud. He was really proud. When I would talk to him, he was really proud.
And there was a lot to be proud for. Technically, your start in the business was you started in pageants, right?
Yes, I started in beauty pageants when I was 7. And my first like big win was Mini Miss Texas. Yeah, that was my introduction. And then from there, I got an acting coach and I started doing acting.
In your documentary, Simply Complicated, your mom, who was a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, she acknowledges her emphasis on being skinny and being perfect affected you.
Yeah.
How did your mom's opinion about herself affect your opinion about yourself?
Well, look, my mom had an eating disorder. And so naturally, someone that's in their eating disorder who isn't aware of it can pass on things to their child. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself and in the beauty pageants to look a certain way. I mean, I'm going to go on the record here and say like beauty pageants are awful for children's self-esteem, and like they teach you to ignore your emotions until you go to your hotel room, and that's when you can cry it out. And it was this toxic environment of like who's more beautiful and things like that, and at such a young age it confuses you. And so over the years I developed my own eating disorder, and that bled into my career as well.
When you're performing, you have to be okay. You got to go up there, you got to put a smile on your face, got to make everyone else feel great. But that's not how you felt on the inside. What do you remember depression feeling like as a 7-year-old?
As a 7-year-old, when my depression started to kick in, it was more of like this fascination of death. And for some reason, I had this like understanding that life was only going to get more difficult. And so I had suicidal ideations from age of 7. So much so that like my school called my parents, and they had me sign like this contract saying that I wouldn't do anything to myself. And so I entered therapy and guidance counseling at the school at 7 years old. And you know, it's something that I still deal with occasionally, and I just think it's a part of, it's just something that I've learned to accept and manage.
Yeah. When your parents got that call and you got into therapy, was there like regular check-ins? And because you were working also at the time at a young age, like was there a regimen of like checking in on Demi and making sure she was okay?
I was so young that I don't really remember. And I remember the person that actually saw the contract was my great grandmother, because I went to her house afterwards, and she was like, well, please don't do that. Like, are you okay? And so, yeah, there was probably check-ins, but I don't really remember them because I was so young.
What was your peer dynamic when you were in school?
My peer dynamic when I was in school was difficult. You know, I was thrown from being on Barney, where I homeschooled for like a year. Then I went back to school, and I'd actually learned more when I was homeschooling, to where like when I went back to school, I was like helping her show the class, like, this is what I've learned and blah, 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 blah. But when I went back to school, you know, there was a lot of drama. There was a lot of, it was the 6th grade, 7th grade drama. That's the worst. It's the absolute worst with preteen girls. They're just mean.
That age is when like I personally know like bullying started for me. Like that is the worst fucking age. That's when it all goes down. What were you bullied for?
So there was this whole incident where the main week that I was bullied, I had actually gotten the opportunity. I was already performing at like, you know, USO bases and like little car dealerships here and there that would have like festivals and whatever. I had the opportunity to open for JoJo, the singer. And this was when Get Out Leave was like on top of the charts. And as a preteen, we're all like, go JoJo, because she's our age, right?
Absolutely.
So anyways, I had the opportunity to open for her, and I invited one of the girls that was in my clique of friends, and I got the opportunity to go backstage and meet her after I opened for her, and the other girl didn't. And I used her camera. It was like this disposable camera. And when I got back to school, she gave me all the pictures from the show, but the one of me and JoJo was missing. And I was like, where did that one go? And she was like, oh, it just didn't develop. And I was like, bitch, like I know that it developed and you're just salty about it. Right. So that week turned into like hell for me. And all of a sudden there was drama around that, the picture not showing up, but then people took sides. And I remember it was like Mean Girls, like walking into the cafeteria where like the popular girls hated me. Anybody that wanted to be popular hated me. The popular guys hated me, and they have all the power in school. And at one point I was like hiding in a bathroom, and I called my mom and I was like, I need to get out of here. They signed a suicide petition. They passed it around and got people to sign it saying, if you, we want Demi to kill herself. And it was awful. And so, and they said some other mean stuff in there that like was just really hurtful. And so I ended up leaving and homeschooling, and it was a blessing in disguise because it gave me motivation to keep going. And it also gave me all this free time after I did my schoolwork to practice music for 3-4 hours a day. And I did that for years.
You were kind of getting bullied, I think, because you were having success, right? Like you were kind of starting to make it. People were jealous. At that age, they're super insecure. We all know how that goes. But do you think you then leaned into your craft because it was kind of like your escape from what you'd been going through?
I leaned into my craft, but I also leaned into my eating disorder, because the reasons that they gave me for bullying, where they were like, you're a slut, you're a whore. Meanwhile, I'm 12 and I've only had my first kiss. And they were like, and you're fat. And they started calling the house saying they were from Jenny Craig and they wanted Demi. And so I was like, well, I guess that's their reason for me being hated so much. I guess it's because I'm fat. And I developed an eating disorder at 12. And it was really hard. But yes, at the same time, I used it as motivation. Like, I'm going to make my name so in your face that you can never escape me again. And it felt really good when that finally came true.
So you make it to Disney Channel.
Yes.
Which I was saying is basically winning an Oscar as a child. Like at
totally.
That age, are you kidding? Let's watch a Disney Channel movie. I'm like, okay, like can you tell I've literally watched all of it?
I did too. I did too.
Everything. To paint the picture, like who was also acting on Disney around that same time as you?
It was the golden era of Disney. I mean, there was one golden era where it was like Raven and Hilary Duff, and then it like moved into this other golden era where it was like Hannah Montana had just started like a year or so before. High School Musical had just happened. Selena was on Wizards. And I auditioned for the Jonas Brothers TV show. And I was up for the role of their like female best friend or whatever. And I remember I didn't get it and I was crushed. I was heartbroken. But Disney was like, but we want to see you for these other 2 projects. And I was like, okay. Like I had taken the hardest no in my life. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to go audition again, but I will. Mm-hmm. So I did. I went and auditioned and I ended up booking them both. One was Sunny with a Chance and one was Camp Rock. So like that for me was like, I get my own movie and my own TV show. Are you kidding? Like on Disney Channel. And I knew my life was about to change.
Was there competition amongst the big actors on Disney?
Even though I'm a competitive person, I really like quieted that voice because I was like, it's not worth it. We all have our own talents. And that's why I'm not jealous of any artist today, is because like we all have our own lanes and someone has to fill my lane, you know?
As like a young girl watching those shows, I was always like, Demi seems like she would, like, I could be friends with her.
Oh, thank you.
Like eating my hair in my room, being like, I could be friends with Demi.
Eating my hair, literally the most perfect perfect hair, by the way. We've already had this conversation.
But it is funny because you really gave that vibe of like relatable and like someone that you could be friends with.
It was the bangs. The Camp Rock bangs. It was the bangs.
It was the bangs, and you brought the bangs back today. Okay. What pieces of your personal life did Disney have a say on once you started working with them?
Whew. So there were expectations on you to be a role model because all of a sudden you're thrust into that position, whether you want to be or not. Like, you're on shows that kids are watching. You can't be seen at a party with a red cup in your hand because it looks like it could be alcohol. And people online, like, there was this website called Ocean Up, and Ocean Up would just like take all scandalous things that were happening to Disney actors and put it on there. And so we lived in fear of that website. It wasn't really ever Disney saying, you can't do this, you can't do that. But if something happened, there would be conversations. And I will say that, like, that pressure of you're replaceable was always there, not necessarily ever said by Disney, but they didn't have to, because it was like, Disney is the hottest thing for teenagers to be on. And there are millions of kids that want to be in your place. And so you have to be on your best behavior, or else, you know, there's the next girl in line that could book the movie that you're supposed to be in. What people don't know is that the amount of work we had to do. Every year I filmed a season of a TV show, I went on tour, I made an album, and I shot a movie. And I did that for like 3 or 4 years. I think it was 3. But if I had a hiatus from my show, I would have the tour bus pull up to the studio and take me on tour for 1 week. Or I would fly to London to do promo. And I remember one day I woke up, I was so tired and like just drained from how much work I was doing as a 16-year-old. I woke up and I just started crying, and my mom was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm so tired. And then she started crying too. She was like, me too. And it was like this sad, kind of hilarious moment. And we were like, okay, put ourselves together. We got to do this. And so there was this extreme workload that I think put a lot of pressure on us. And that's why some of us I personally turned to, if you're going to work me like an adult, I'm going to party like an adult. And that at 16, 17 wasn't healthy at all.
When you had that moment with your mom, do you wonder if she ever thought to be like, hey, like, you don't have to, you know?
I think my parents were also under the, impression that someone will take your place if you don't commit to this stuff. And so I'd sit down with my management and my dad, and we'd go over the schedule. And the thing was, I was also bipolar. And I was unmedicated. So there would be times where I'd have this, like, all this energy, and I'd look at my schedule and be like, I can do that. Plus, this is the cover of Cosmo. Like, I want to do that. It's cover of 17. Like, I want to do that. I didn't want to miss anything. I had like major FOMO if I did. So I just kept on pushing. But then by the time it would get there, I'd fall into like a depression, and it'd be really hard to work.
At that age, technically at 16, you are the thing that's making all the money for all the people around you. And if you stop, it all ends.
And also, at a certain point, I was paying for the roof over my whole family's head. And my dad had quit his job to become my manager. So his income was coming from me. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, wasn't reliant on, kind of was, but it was just that pressure of like, I'm paying for everything, and like, I need to keep going because if things start to disappear, so does the finances.
So you reference, if I'm going to be treated like an adult, I'm going to party like an adult.
Yes.
At what point in your Disney career did you begin experimenting with drugs?
So I started experimenting for the first time when I was 12. 13, I got into a car accident, and they prescribed me opiates. And my mom didn't think that she'd have to like lock up the opiates from her 13-year-old daughter, but like, I was already drinking at that point. I was, had been bullied, was looking for an escape. And when my mom saw how many of the pills had disappeared and how fast they did, she took them away, locked them up. But yeah, I drank a lot in my teenage years. And then it wasn't till I was about 17 that I started, well, that's not even true. Like, there were times where I'd get certain kinds of pills throughout like 15, 16. I'd steal my mom's Xanax. She had a Xanax addiction. And like, so it was off and on. And then at 17 is when it kind of was the first time like I tried Coke and like loved it too much. And then that kind of bled into me going to treatment like right after I turned 18.
When you were drinking, were you drinking alone or were you going out places?
My first time drinking, I was alone. And that was like, should have been a major red flag. I like stole beer from my dad in the fridge, my stepdad, and like took it to my room and drank like 4 beers just to see what it was like to feel drunk. And like, I was like a little 90-pound, girl. So that was a lot. And then it started being with like friends, and it wasn't ever alone after that, but that was my first time.
When you're kind of at this age where you start to kind of experiment, you're drinking and everything, did not only your parents, but like management and publicists, and did people know you were drinking and doing drugs?
When it came to management's attention that I had been doing pills, they definitely were like, this can't happen, and like, what's going on, and do we need to get you help? And I was really good at convincing people like, no, it was just like, I had a hard time sleeping and blah, 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 or I'd make up excuses. And finally, when it got to a point where it was clear that I needed help and I needed to go away, everyone was really supportive of it because it had been like kind of a long time coming.
So thinking about the whole Disney era, there was a major wave of purity ring wearing. Okay. I can't say it with a straight face, okay? Yeah. Debbie's like, holy fuck. Oh, no pun intended. Yes. No pun intended. Yes. There was a huge wave of purity ring wearing amongst Disney stars.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was that about?
So I think it was just my purity. I had a purity ring that came from my church, like way before Disney Channel even happened. I was like 11 or 12. And like, obviously that shouldn't have even been implemented on 11 or 12-year-olds. But I was like, okay, like I'll do this, whatever. That quickly went out the window at a certain point. And then I left the others to have their purity adventures on their own. But I mean, to each their own. I don't know. It was an interesting thing to come out publicly and say.
It really was, because I remember being that age and like I should have been apparently wearing one because I was a Catholic at the time. God, I'm getting like burned. But I'm like, why are people wearing these things? And it was such an interesting, it almost at the time when I look back on it really felt like the Disney kids like were getting older, and it felt like a way to like really cement like, no, we're really good kids and we don't do anything bad. And it's like, look at my finger, like, oh, they wear a purity ring.
Right. I don't know. Like, I had one and I think I talked about it like once, but like, and it caught a little bit of fire, but definitely not as much as the other people wearing them. And I quickly hushed about that when I started having sex, because I was like
I lost it. I don't know where it went.
It broke. I think it actually literally broke because it was so cheap. And then I was like, well, that's my sign. Here we go.
Have you ever sat down and discussed the challenges of being inside this Disney machine with people like Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, the Jonas Brothers?
I think over the years, like, we talked about it for sure, but I do have a project in the works where I want to talk to some of those people about their experiences and other child stars as well.
Kind of like we were talking about earlier, there were all these systems in place in your life. Everyone, they're taking care of your career with you. And then well into adulthood, your personal life was also being controlled by people that were managing your career. Mm-hmm. Demi, In what ways was your team controlling your life?
There was someone that came into the picture, and when they came into the picture, everything in my life was controlled. I started having a sober companion, which was helpful for me, but it should not have lasted 3 years. And then it became controlling around my food. And for someone in recovery from an eating disorder, that's so dangerous. It actually exasperated my eating disorder to the point where I became bulimic again. From 2016 to 2018, I was dealing with that. And we're talking like, I've never talked about this before, but there was one time where I had binged and purged one night, and I came clean to my team and said, hey, this happened. You know, I snuck out of my hotel room because they didn't let me have phones in my hotel rooms because they didn't want me to call room service. I didn't have food in my hotel room, like snacks in the mini bar, because they didn't want me to eat the snacks. Ellen talked about this on her show where they cleared the dressing room of like all sugar before I would get in there. She was like, I remember that. And they, after I told them what had happened, my security guard walked by my room or was made aware that they like barricaded me into my hotel room. They put furniture outside of my door so that I couldn't get out and sneak out and eat if I wanted to. And so it was that level of controlling when it came to my food, which just made my eating disorder worse. One time I said, I'm throwing up blood. I need to go to treatment. I need to get help. And this was in like 2017. And this person looked at me and said, you're not sick enough. And I think that was his way of saying like, no, you're not going back to treatment because if you do, this will look bad on me. And so I didn't go back into treatment. And less than a year later, I ended up overdosing. And so I think it was just like, I felt trapped. I felt like I couldn't get out of this situation. And my way of like blowing everything up was relapsing on drugs and alcohol. Because they always said, if you use, we're out. And I was like, all right, time to get out. Bye. I've learned a lot from that experience. Like, no one can control me anymore. And I was under the control from 18 to 25. And those are years where you're trying to figure out your adulthood. You know, you're no longer a teenager, but for some reason I had people controlling everything I ate. You know, my business decisions were always being made for me. And now I've found my voice. No one can ever do that to me again. And I feel empowered by what I went through because I had to grow and I had to learn to accept that I'm my own boss.
Just to clarify, when you're referencing this person is basically trying to keep you from eating, it's for the image to make sure you look thin.
Yeah.
Which helps their career
yeah.
and their income. Can you talk a little bit about mentally why it's so hard to push away from people that get their claws in you in that position?
Yeah, absolutely. I would even go so far as to say like there was a brainwashing element to it where you were totally under the impression that if I don't listen to this person who knows so much about recovery, I'm going to lose everything. And so you put all of your trust and your faith into one person. And then from that, everyone around me listens to that one person and they go with it. You know, if this person says this is what it is and this is how it should be, then we listen to them. And then it became, it got to the point where like if they didn't like a chef that I had, they would sit me down and say like, we don't like the chef that you have. We think that you should try someone else. And so I would say, okay. Like I just put all of my trust and faith into, into people around me that I think didn't have my best interest at heart. The reason why they didn't like that chef that I had was because the chef told me, they said they read your bank statements to see what you order at Starbucks to make sure you're not getting like cookies or pastries or things like that. And when I found that out, I told them, and then they were like, we don't like your chef. And I was like, oh, you realize that she's the one that told me.
hearing you talk about this, it does sound not like a version of what Britney Spears went through.
Right.
Like the controlling and the micromanaging to the point where you don't even have control over your own life.
Right.
I can't imagine how alone you felt when you said, like, they had said if I used, then they were gone, and then I used. And in a way, it was almost like your cry for help of, like, get the fuck away from me. A lot of people don't understand this side of the world. And I think that's why I love having you on right now, because we get headlines. E! News says something about, and it's like we don't understand what you as a human being are going through, and people are so ruthless to quickly make a judgment of like, oh, well, she's got all the money in the world, so her and it's like, listen to what you're saying right now. Like, this is a nightmare.
Right. And I couldn't talk about it. I felt trapped. And, you know, I don't know how many people have gone through that situation, but it is really sad.
In a Bustle article, you asked the question, what do I want my relationship with my manager to look like without enmeshing my own father issues onto him? What did you mean by that? How were your father issues affecting your relationship with your manager?
I had such interesting relationships with my dads, and the abandonment issue from my birth father was so deeply rooted inside of me that when it came to management, like I placed that fatherly figure role onto him and onto this other person that I have mentioned. And so when looking for a new manager, I wanted to find someone that I don't place that fatherly figure role onto, and that it's just business.
In your documentary, Dancing with the Devil,
yes,
you reveal your virginity was taken from you.
Yeah.
You were raped. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to heal from an experience like that?
I think in a way time can heal wounds, maybe not all of them. The more time that has gone by, the easier it has gotten. But there's still a sadness, a deep sadness inside of me that someone took that from me at such a young age. And it was hard because this person was also around, like they were also on Disney, and so seeing them around was difficult, and it really messed up my my teenage years. And finally I went and got help for that, and it's been something that I've worked on. But you know, I've had other traumas happen, and it kind of pushes those to the side a little bit. But there are moments where I definitely will cry and just feel the sadness inside of me, because, you know, that's healthy to do. Rather than bottle it up, I just will allow myself to have those moments of like, that was really sad what happened to you, and you're a fighter. Like, you can get through it.
I mean, I can't imagine at that young of an age having to still have someone be on Disney and having to see someone that did that to you. I mean, you are a survivor.
Thank you. And to be clear, like, it wasn't anyone in the immediate Disney circle, you know? Like, I've had people ask, you know, questions of like, was it this person or was it that person? And it was like, I don't think it'd be anybody that anyone would guess, but they were friends with someone on set, and they'd come around and yeah.
So many people, especially young women, listen to my podcast that have been sexually assaulted. Yeah. And it's complicated if you've never been through it. How do you give someone advice on that, right? And so where have you generated the strength to keep going through trauma?
I think that I've just had a lot of trauma in my life, and there's a persistence, a determination inside of me. And I think I learned that from like the bullying experience of like, you can turn this around and make it into something great. And I'm not saying that I've turned sexual assault into anything great, but you know, I've written about it in music. I've healed from it, and it's just made me stronger.
You are so fucking strong, and it is written all over your new album.
Thank you.
I was listening to it in my car. I feel like that's also the best place to listen to new music when you're
it's the best.
The best.
Yeah.
The best. You're like by yourself, you're listening, and you're just like, so first of all, I just want to say I'm a huge fan of your new album.
Thank you.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck is the album. And also, holy fuck, it's so fucking good.
Thank you.
Demi, I need to know, how does this album reflect where you are in your life right now?
Whew, this album. It reflects this album, like, actually there's a journey to it. So like in the beginning of the album, you can hear my anger. You can hear, like, I left treatment in December this last year, getting help again, and I'm sober again, and I feel great. But like there was all these emotions that I left treatment with, and I wanted to convey them in my music. And so the first few songs are like really angry, and it's like, this is who I am, take it or leave it. I know what you're saying about me online. Like, Demi leaves rehab again. Like, I see you, I hear you. And then as I started to heal, I was like, you know what, I'm actually like getting happier. And I was owning my sexuality in a lot of the songs. And then my album became like, so it was like angry, then like sex, and then like love songs.
Your songs are incredibly personal, and you always give insight into your life, and I feel like that's why your fans are obsessed with you. It's because you're like, you put it all out there, and that's why we love Demi Lovato. It's like we and I appreciate that, because you know sometimes we don't get a lot from people, and you're like, this is me. This is me. This is me. But oh my God, everyone's like, stop, Alex. But I appreciate that. And in the tone of one of the songs, like, you are fucking fighting, and you're like, I have something to say, and I'm going to address it as I always address my journey.
Yes.
And I always talk about what the fuck I'm going through. And so why would this be any fucking different on this album? The song 29.
Yes.
What inspired you to write this song?
I went to treatment after turning 29. I did a lot of work on myself. And I had this realization when I turned 29 that I came out of treatment with anger. I came out of treatment with understanding and growth. And so it was like a reflective song for me. And even though there's undertones of anger, it was like I really learned a lot about that experience, and I decided to write about it.
To anyone that hasn't listened to the song, you need to go listen to it. Just a couple of the lines to give them a too young to drink wine, just 5 years a bleeder, student and a teacher, far from innocent, what the fuck is consent? Numbers told you not to, but that didn't stop you. Now I'm finally 29. Funny, just like you were at the time. What do you hope people take away from these lyrics?
If you're a young girl and you think that it's sexy or fun to date older men, it's not okay unless you're of age. It's portrayed as like, oh, you scored someone older, that's cool. And it's like, actually, that's weird. So it's just like a reflective moment of like, if you are in that situation, just listen to this song and like kind of think about it.
How did you decide to release it as a single?
Well, it was hard. It was really hard for me to release this as a single because it's so emotional for me and so personal. But I think sometimes the public needs the truth. And that's why I decided to release it as a single, because I think the message is so important.
What is your favorite song on the album to have sex to?
First of all,
saying favorite.
First of all, I don't have sex to my own music.
Oh, Demi, come on. I'll have sex to your music.
Go for it. Go for it. I would feel weird about it.
If you had to.
If I had to.
Or to people listening, which song should they fuck to?
Well, it depends. If you're trying to be like
sensual,
listen to Come Together. If you're trying to like
bang it out.
You know what? If you're trying to bang it out, listen to Bones. Bones is like, it's like, I want to jump your bones. That's the hook.
We are not in Disneyland anymore, guys.
No,
Disney Channel is dead.
Yes.
Demi fucking Lovato, you are fucking back with a vengeance. I'm obsessed. Speaking of sex, Demi, you gotta give us a little tea. Are you dating anyone?
I'm dating somebody.
Look at that grin. Okay, we don't need like too many deets, but like, how's it going? Like, what's the vibe?
It's going really well.
It's going well.
Yeah. Can I say that?
It's your life,
okay. It's my life. It's
no
my
more
life.
looking at your team.
Yeah.
It's your fucking life.
It's my life. Yeah. It's going really well. Yeah.
Okay, when you're dating someone, what is the most important thing you look for in a partner?
I have to laugh. Like I've dated people that were beautiful or, sexy. And it's like, I still am like that. The person I'm dating is so hot and so sexy and I am obsessed. But like, the most important thing is like, eventually over time, we grow old and looks fade and things like that. Like you have to find someone that completely understands you, but most importantly to me, makes me laugh.
I'm like so happy for you because I can tell it's like fresh and it's great because you are fully blushing. You're like, stop! No. Demi knew you. We don't fucking ask for permission. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? We're not saying names here unless you want to say his name. Okay, you're gonna go on tour, right?
Yes. So excited.
Is it hard to date while you're on tour?
I found that it's actually kind of easy if you make sure that you see each other like once every 2-3 weeks.
Okay, fun.
It's important and it's also FaceTime. Like FaceTime is really helpful. And I'm sure I think what's gonna suck is being away from the person that you're dating, but like ultimately it kind of builds anticipation too for when you do see them, and it's like so exciting,
so exciting. And I think it's also the test of like, if you can make it through that, like that's a great strength building core exercise. What the fuck am I saying? Okay, when you go on tour, what are you looking like most forward to when you're going on this upcoming tour?
Rocking out, because I did the pop music and kind of R&B pop, which was fun, but also at the same time I felt like it wasn't me. Like I was trying too hard to be sexy, and I was in the little leotards and the stiletto heels, and I wasn't comfortable. And so I want to be comfortable on the stage, and I will be, and I can just completely be myself, which is going to be so exciting.
Will we be seeing like a little old Demi music vibe also on tour?
Old music, yes. You will definitely be, because it matches the sound. And I've also, which is the most exciting, I've also turned like my hits into the style of music that I'm doing today. So like, Cool for the Summer sounds totally different. Heart Attack sounds totally different. Confident sounds totally different. And it's like, it's so exciting. Sorry, Not Sorry. Like all of those songs sound totally different. And I'm like so excited for everyone to hear it. I started out with really great instincts on how to be myself. And I strayed away from it because I wanted hits. I wanted what people wanted to hear. And so I lost myself for a long period of time when it came to me musically. And I've never had an experience in the studio like I've had making this album, where it's just so fulfilling, so myself. And it's just so fun to sing, and I can't wait to perform it.
Demi Lovato, thank you so much for coming on Call Her Daddy. It was
thank
an honor.
you.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Amaya Papaya, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Oh my God, thank you for having me, the Alex Cooper.
No, I'm so excited to meet you. I feel like I've been watching you for like months now, and now to get to meet you in person, It feels pretty surreal, honestly.
Oh my God.
Okay, you are straight from Fiji to the studio. You just won Love Island. How the fuck are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling so overwhelmed with gratitude. It's nothing but positive feelings, but I really do feel seen and validated.
Truly, like, America fell in love with you and you became a fan favorite like pretty quickly early on. But did you feel that way in the villa, Amaya?
Girl, we were all so isolated.
Yeah.
And it really got to the point where I was like, I felt so misunderstood. And I'm like, wait, is there something wrong with me? Like, what am I doing wrong? Because in the real world, when you're feeling like that, you could easily just block someone. But while being there, you have to like be around certain situations. So
do you usually block people?
I'm usually the person who'd be like, okay, you know what, bye, peace out, block.
You're heavy on the block.
I'm heavy on the block, girl. I probably have so many people blocked that I don't even remember why. Maybe they didn't like the way my cat looked, and I'm like, you know what, block.
Wait, you have cats?
Yeah.
How many? I didn't know if you were talking about your cat or your kitty cat.
Oh,
Wait, how many cats do you have?
I have two. So Romeo and Luna.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. We, first of all, have to talk about the sweats.
I love
Sensitive Gangsta.
Sensitive Gangsta.
Made in honor of you. Can you explain to me, like, what is the story behind you calling yourself a sensitive gangsta? Because that literally is, like, the most viral fucking thing.
That's crazy. Okay, yeah. So, sensitive gangster is just someone who's very in touch with their feelings and isn't afraid to emote. Is that the right word?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
To just show it. And gangster is just like, okay, these tears, don't let them fool you, baby. I'll cry while still holding my own toes down. Like, I'm still very grounded, but I'll probably just be crying in the process of standing up for myself.
Okay, that's literally the perfect definition. Someone changed that in the fucking dictionary. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Brooklyn. Shout out to Biggie.
How would you have described yourself as a kid?
I would definitely say I was the kid who would literally just follow people in the park and be like, hi. And then my favorite thing to do in the swings was to make the swings. You know, when you tie the swings up, I'll just be there like, yeah, it's like getting so dizzy. But I definitely used to always like just, even if the conversations didn't include me, guess what? I'm inserting myself into a sandwich. Like, hi.
Amaya, I'm obsessed with you. Okay, who was your celebrity crush growing up?
My celebrity crush growing up, I would definitely say, I have a few.
Okay, name them, bitch.
I would definitely say Jacob Elordi. Oh. Yes, especially when he played Nate. I was like, oh.
Okay, he was like I love how you're saying specifically when he played Nate. That's like a little, do you like a bad boy?
No. We did not like Nate. We just like how he looked as Nate. We do not stand with Nate, okay? Oh my God.
I love the clarification.
Yeah.
Okay, what superlative do you think you would have gotten in high school?
What's that?
A superlative is like you would have been like the class clown. You were made to be famous. You were the most talkative. You would have been known to live in your mom's basement for the rest of your life. You were going to be a professional singer. Like, what do you think people would have labeled you as?
Okay, I would definitely say most talkative. Like, to the point where sometimes the teachers would have to like make me sit outside the room. They're like, but shut the fuck up. But God forbid I want to yap. I'm a yapper.
I love that for you. Okay, what made you want to become a nurse?
So I definitely just the caring side, and I'm a big empath, and I also just felt like I definitely do want to take my education more up. Like, I want to go back to school for my PhD so I could eventually become a professor for nursing students. But yeah, I was just like, when it came down to making the decision of what career path I wanted to go, there was no question. I was like, Nurse Amaya, cute and caring.
Wait, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I would imagine, I think all of us would be so happy if we got you as our nurse.
Aww.
Watching you walk in and smile. Like, I thought about that. Like, when do you think you're going to go back? Are you going to go back to work?
I definitely do see myself but still becoming a nurse. But the thing is, it's like, with my patients, I'm such a bit like, girl, if my patients are crying, I'll probably like shed a tear and just be there for them. Because you have to keep in mind that I'm with people on their worst day, like when they're feeling sick. So I want to be the person, the sunshine of their rainy day. Yeah.
I'm fucking obsessed with you. Okay, if you're going out with your girlfriends in New York, what are you doing? What's like your dream night out plans?
Girl, first of all, I love a girl's night out, okay? Dressing up in heels, going to a truffle pasta restaurant. But yeah, so it definitely will be all of us dressing up in heels, going to a nice restaurant, and going to a lounge. Like, I love a speakeasy. I love a dynamic like this where we're able to actually hear each other compared to like, girl, what you said? What did he do?
That's so real. You're like, I can't hear one fucking thing. You're just nodding, pretending you know what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your longest term relationship?
My longest term was my first boyfriend. We were together for almost 4 to 5 years, 16 to 21.
Oh my God, why did it end?
Affairs.
No.
And like him being unfaithful. And after a while, like a girl, there's a reason why my standards are the way they are now. Because sometimes you have to just go through some shit. So like, girl, a laxative was taken for real. I went through some shit, okay? So now I am who I am now.
That was actually hilarious.
No, seriously.
Wait.
Explosive diarrhea.
How did you find out? I'm sorry, I'm not laughing about you getting cheated on. I'm laughing at you saying explosive diarrhea. How did you find out that he cheated?
I mean, there would be girls DMing me to let me know. Sometimes your girl went through the phone. I'm traumatized with the phone now. I'm like, please turn it away.
Dude.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how, after you found, like, how did you have the courage to end it? Because I'm assuming you saw like a couple things, and then how did you know you needed to put an end to it?
At a certain point when behavior just weren't changing.
Yeah.
Like, and then it started to make me feel like I needed to question myself. And like, am I pretty enough? And like, what is there wrong with me? But babe, there's never nothing wrong with you. You're just with the wrong person.
Facts. Mm-hmm. What do you think it's like to date you?
I really do think it's very entertaining to date me. I'm always saying like the most randomest things ever. But I am definitely like a very nice girl. Like, I definitely want to, after a long day, babe, tell me about your day. Like, I want to listen to you and make sure that you feel seen and cared for.
Do you have a type?
You know what? Like, of course, like, I want to be attracted to someone, but it's the personality that would make me more attracted to someone. So once that personality and I start seeing certain colors, I'm like, where's my exit out? Yeah. And then on to the next.
Personality starts first. If you could create a dream man, what would he be like? What would he look like? And what would he do for work?
Okay, so I would say he definitely has to be taller than me, which isn't that hard to find. Your girl's only like 5'3", but definitely like I like somebody over 6 feet. I like somebody who's tatted up. That tattoo, like I feel like tattoos is another way of somebody like expressing their creative style. Like I find that beautiful. And a strong man, but not too strong. Like, you know, like somebody who, I don't like the whole, like, can you, like looks like they're about to pop sometimes. Like, so
fucking
strong,
real.
but not that strong.
Right.
Yeah.
Where like you literally like go to the gym 5 times a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like chill. Okay. What is your biggest turnoff?
My biggest turnoff is men speaking badly about other women. Like, seriously. Especially if they're always, like, talking bad about your ex. Babe, was she really the problem or were you the problem?
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by T-Mobile. Have you ever met someone and they're the total package, right? Well, that's what it's like being with T-Mobile. You will not believe what you can get with Magenta Status, Daddy Gang. First off, it's amazing coverage, okay? You're connected wherever life takes you. At home, overseas, in the air, even off the grid. Plus, you get unbeatable value from day one. And that's not even the best part. You can get perks on travel, dining, concerts, streaming, and more. With T-Mobile, you're a member with Magenta Status from day one, Daddy Gang. So experience amazing value, next level connectivity, and access to exclusive benefits. With T-Mobile, you can have it all. No more settling. We do not settle, Daddy Gang. I love having T-Mobile because it means I have access to Wi-Fi on planes, which is
without a doubt necessary right now. Even as I'm heading off to a random trip, I'm like, boom, tuning in, boom, thank you T-Mobile. Plus, with Magenta Status, there are amazing restaurant perks. And when I'm in a new city, I always want to try and just get the best local cuisine. So experience Magenta Status at T-Mobile.com/benefits. You need to tell me about the moment that you found out that you were going on Love Island. Who were you with? Where were you? What was your reaction?
So basically I was with my mom. I was taking her away for her birthday actually in Curacao. So it was just like a very me, mommy and daughter moment. And then I get the phone call and they're like, yeah, so you're definitely coming. And I'm like, what? Like, this is insane. My mom didn't even know what Love Island was or is. So I was just like, listen, there's some scenes that you might have to turn your head away for, but girl, I'm excited to like do the show, do the whole experience.
Did you apply or did they find you?
So they did find me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they sent me a DM. So yeah.
They slid in your DMs.
They slid in the DMs. It go down in the DMs.
Wait. And Amaya, were you a fan of Love Island?
So I never watched a full season.
Okay.
But I feel like once you watch enough TikTok clips, you feel like you know everything that's going on. So I was definitely the one on TikTok like, oh, wait, he did what? Like, I was so invested.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, it is like a full commitment to actually watch a full season.
Yeah.
You watch like 30-something, 40 hours of your life is gone, but it's worth it. Trust me, it was worth it. Okay, most contestants, I feel like, have their family or their friends take over their social media while they're gone. You had no one in your accounts. Why?
To be honest, that was just the last thing I thought or cared about. Like, I honestly really did not care, like, for doing that. I was like, you know what? Let me just go and just really indulge in the whole experience. Like, you know, it was just like, it didn't cross my mind.
Which makes, I think, a lot of people love you even more because I think they're like, okay, this bitch never was in it for the clout.
Oh, hell to the no. Like, literally, I was like, once they took my phone away, I'm like, okay, mom, I'm not getting kidnapped.
You're like more worried, like, mom. So it's called Love Island. One more time. I'm going to be over here in Fiji if you need to contact me. Bye. Were your friends aware of how big the show is? Like, were they excited for you?
Yeah. So my best friend, especially, she was like, girl, oh my God, this is amazing. But I also was single for the first time in a very long time, like for more than a year. And I felt like really confident in myself. So it was a good place of solitude and just me being okay by myself. So then that's when I was like, okay, I'm definitely ready to start dating, you know?
It's a pretty good way to start dating again.
Yes.
Okay. You come into the villa as a motherfucking bombshell.
Grenades.
Girl.
A good grenade.
A good grenade. Wait, let's clarify. Yes, a good grenade. But like, Amaya, you have to explain to me how the fuck would you hype yourself up right before you walk out and have to like make out with all these guys and go into this challenge?
Well, first of all, that is the first time I ever done something like that. My sherry definitely was popped. But like, seriously, it was just self-affirmations every day. Like, I was so nervous. I don't know if you guys like could tell, but I was like, you got this, you got this, you got this. So yeah, I was just hyping my own self up and just telling myself, do not fall, do not like do anything too crazy, but definitely just go all in.
Are you able to like take a shot before you go out, or you're dead sober?
Girl, I am sober as hell. Like, I had to do all of that sober with no tequila, no Don Julio Agafurio. Like, it was literally just me doing me. Yeah.
Raw dogging it.
Raw dogging it. No condoms.
Holy fuck. That's why like I have so much respect for all of you women in these challenges because I'm like, oh my God, I would have to get into a serious fucking place in my head to go twerk on someone and make out with like 5 guys and be dead ass sober.
Seriously.
Okay. How much do the bombshells get to watch before you go in? Like, were you aware of who was coupled up with who at that point?
So I was able to watch like a clip of some scenes, but not the full gist of it. And especially since I got on like early on in the beginning, I think it was like day 3 for me or day 4. I only got to see the beginning. So I didn't really see like how serious certain dynamics were at the time. Very clueless.
Okay. You come in, who do you immediately have your eye on?
Jeremiah with his symmetrical face. He has such a symmetrical face. Like
I never thought about it like that.
he really does.
So do you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, I have a bad ear here that I'm hiding away.
Stop. You literally did your hair today.
I was like, wait, hold on. There's a reason why this side is always getting the side that's pooped.
That's why we put her in this chair today. We didn't switch because we love her left ear, not the right ear. Wait, I'm dead. Okay, so immediately you were attracted to Jeremiah because his symmetrical face.
Yes, I was like, oh, this man is tall, like, very symmetrical, he's handsome.
I'm fucking dying. Okay, did you feel like you were able at all to like connect with him in that moment because of how kind of serious like Huda and Jeremiah were in the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good smooch. And I was like, okay, let me see what happens from here on out. Like, I'm like really down to conversate with him, but we also don't beg, okay, baby? I'm a jogger, but we don't be chasing for these men out here. So once I just wanted to see how the conversations would go. And if it was just going left, I would have been like, all right, thank you, next.
Obsessed. Your first real then connection was with Ace. And bitch, that did not last fucking long. That was like in and out real fucking quick.
Dude, and then now burgers outside. You already know, baby. We were in and then out. Like
dude, it was so quick. It was like, oh my God, why do you think it fell apart so quickly?
Boundaries and babe, like, okay, no, but to be fair, to be serious, it's just like, that's the whole point of the experience. The more you conversate with somebody, you see if there's a real connection there, and if you and this person, what is the word? Compliment each other?
Yeah.
Like compatible.
Yeah, compatible.
Yeah. So it turned out that, girl, like, we were just not compatible in a romantic way. We were just.
No, yeah. It almost felt like not even compatible. It was like in the beginning, I think a lot of people on the internet were like, oh my God, this man is giving like he really doesn't fuck with you. And it was all off of you just saying like calling him babe. just babe. It did not fuck with him. Like, why do you think that bothered him so much?
I mean, to be honest with you, like, to each their own. Everybody has their own boundaries. However, it was just like, that's really part of my lingo. And I know he did ask the question of like, do you usually call your partners babe or something like that? And I just gradually said yes. I was like, yeah, but like, I guess he thought I was being disrespectful when I'm not going to change who I am or change the way I speak. So like, it's really hard to not have a normal conversation with you because now I feel like I have to think about everything I say.
Totally. You want to be yourself, and if it doesn't work for someone, you're getting the fuck out.
Exactly.
Done. Throughout this season, I feel like a huge conversation online was Ace was kind of like really criticized for trying to be like the leader of the villa. Mm-hmm. How did you guys feel in the villa? Like, did he feel like this big leader, or was that kind of just like portrayed online differently?
To be honest with you, like, Ace just has a very like strong personality, and he's the type of person that if he feels a type of way, he would definitely speak up on it. So I think that's what it was more about, like, compared to some other people. They were very quiet or more of a follower, or like, well, not like a follower essentially, but
I get it. Like, not as outspoken and like speaking up about certain things that are upsetting him. Do you think, because I think like I even felt this way watching it, like, do you think there was any part of Ace that voted out Jeremiah because he kind of saw him as like this threat of like man to man, like I'm kind of competing with this person?
Yeah. So I was trying to get like, the tea during the villa of like, wait, what's going on? Like, what's the beef? Like, why is there like a back and forth between him and Jeremiah? But the guys just personally, from what they said, they felt as if Jeremiah was just it wasn't there for the right reasons.
There was a huge rumor online that Ace and Shelly had secretly been dating before going on the show. We know they met and they acknowledged that, but people were like convinced there was something more outside of the villa. What was your take on that whole thing?
To be honest with you, I believed Shelly when she said that her and Ace like definitely like met outside of the club once. But from what it seemed like, it didn't really seem like they really knew much of each other like before that. I guess it was just that one interaction, probably sliding in the DMs once again, that goes down in the DMs. But I don't think they were like dating.
So it didn't feel like they were playing a game.
No.
And can you clarify, like, because I think maybe it was like Jeremiah or Ace or someone said this in press, like, a bunch of you kind of low-key knew each other from social media. Is that fair to say?
So it's so funny because I knew of Shuddy before going into the villa. We worked with the same photographer before, so he would always post their content, and I'm like, oh wait, like I would hype her up. She's a gorgeous woman. So going into the villa, keep in mind, me and her have never hung out before. I was like, are you Slim Thin? Like, girl, I know you. Like, we follow each other. So we knew of each other. And yeah, it wasn't like.
Okay. So she was the only person you knew of.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Okay. There was a lot of speculation. Can you confirm? Is Ace actually 5'10"?
Man, I'm really bad with height.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
So he was taller than you?
Yes, he was taller than me.
But shorter than Huda?
No.
Wait, how tall
Wait,
is Huda's
5'2".
Wait, she is?
Yeah.
Online it says Huda is 5'9".
No, she is
Oh
not. She is nowhere near 5'9".
Okay, so maybe he's like 5'8".
5'8", yeah.
5'8".
5'8", yeah.
Okay. Coming in as a bombshell obviously can put women on edge. What was it like? Like, was it hard for you to make friends immediately?
You know, I would have to say the first couple of days were tough a little bit, you know, just coming in as a bombshell, like you said. People could be uneasy with that, or sometimes they already are in a couple. So it's kind of like you're taking away their quote unquote man or boo. So yeah, I remembered like the first couple of nights where I was sleeping, I like cried myself to sleep, and then somebody in the bedroom was like, is someone crying? And I'm like, no, it's just my allergies, bro.
No.
God forbid a girl has allergies. I was like in the bed, like just crying in bed, and then somebody was like, who is doing that? And I'm like, oh, bro, it's just allergies. Waking up with my face all puffy because I'm just sensitive, like honestly, like, and obviously like after a while it didn't feel like that like anymore, but especially with the argument between Ace and I and how I was probably portrayed, it was just like, damn, man, like I'll just go to my corner and be my own best friend.
Dude, that makes me so sad for you. I wish I could have like hugged you while you're like sniffling. That makes me so sad. I think a big moment, obviously I know you and Huda are in a good place now, but when you first came into the villa, the tensions were high. And were you surprised at all by her reaction with the Jeremiah thing and you at all?
Like surprised in a way. It was like, damn, like she really has strong feelings for him, you know? Like, and I would always stand up for myself. So I don't think to be like confrontational or anything like that, but I definitely will hold my own ground. But just seeing how serious they were, I was like, damn, like, okay. You could like, that's yours.
That's yours.
Yeah.
We saw her venting about you to the other girls saying, quote, that bitch is fucking messy. Did you know that?
No.
So after the challenge and you guys like kissing, she talked to the girls and was like, that bitch is fucking messy. Did she ever say anything to you about your situation with Jeremiah or no?
No, not really. I mean, I remember one time we were getting dressed in a dressing room, and this was like day 2 for me. And the girls were just asking me like, who are you going to talk to? So then I like slowly named the guys, and there was like a mic drop moment where I was like, and I'm gonna talk to Jeremiah. And then I just like looked at her straight in her face because she was like sitting on the floor doing her makeup to like see like what she'll say. And she was like, you could talk to him, you could explore him. So man, I like messy. Baby, we cleaned up that mess. Where's the broom? The broom was in the corner waiting for me.
I think a lot of people thought, like, especially online, because we're not in the rooms with you guys, thought like, wow, Huda is intimidating. Like, we saw there was a moment with Nick where he was like, I'm so intimidated by you. Like, when you are in Huda's presence, like, is she intimidating? Like, what's the vibe?
Girl, she is the funniest girl I have ever met. Like, the nicest girl. Very motherly, you know? She is a great mommy. So she just has that very nurturing side to her. And I know we did start it off in the rocky place. But, girl, sometimes friendships, the great friendships are like starts from that. And eventually with time, it just was clear that we were really misunderstood, me and her, which made us bond to each other even more. Like like if we just felt like nobody really understood how deep we are with our feelings, so we just bonded off of that, like going on forward.
That makes sense, because I feel like a lot of watching of the villa, like you can tell there's certain people that gravitate towards each other.
Yeah.
And I agree. I felt like you and Huda weren't that close in the beginning, but towards the end, you guys, even if we see like a shot of you guys behind whoever they're like filming, you guys are together talking, eating together. Like you guys kind of really got together, but I didn't know why. And that makes a lot of sense, because you guys had kind of similar situations in a way.
Sure.
Okay, we have to talk about another one of the biggest conversations online was what the fuck went down in the heart rate challenge. Amaya, everyone is like, did Huda take it too far? None of us were there. We couldn't see the angle. Do you think she took it too far with Ace?
I mean, listen, whenever we do challenges, we just really go all in. Like, we don't have a TV, we don't have our phones. This is our entertainment. Like, we're like, okay, we're in an amusement park. Let's just go for the ride. So, seriously. And listen, one thing about my girl is she's a great dancer. She knows how to, when she shakes that booty, it's an earthquake following through. So, I believe that she really just had fun and lost in the moment, like lost in the sauce. Like she's just having fun.
Yeah. She's twerking. It's all going down.
I definitely don't think like she should have been like attacked or.
Because I think
it's just a challenge. It's just a challenge.
It's just a challenge until is it not a challenge? What's happening? I think what happened, because you guys don't get to see the edits that we watch, was like she got on top of him. And then basically why there was this conspiracy theory was we see her flip around, her ass is in his face, and then the next shot it's cut and she's like getting up. So everyone is convinced that she put her ass in his face.
Dude,
can you confirm or deny?
My mouth was to the floor watching the whole performance. I was also mesmerized by the booty. I was like, damn, there's a lot going on. I think it was definitely like face down, ass up, jiggly, like.
Do you think Shelly was in the right for being upset, or was it taken too far?
I would have to say I kind of a little like get Shuddy's point in a way, like, okay, I guess you guys are having the strongest connection currently. But since you guys aren't officially closed off yet, then it's like fair game.
Facts. Okay, I need to know, back to when I had asked you earlier, did you guys get to take shots? Is there music playing in this heart rate challenge, or is it dead fucking silent?
We listened to the same song for like,
no,
I think 2 to 3 times.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, can you play it for me and like sing it?
Girl, it was Nicki Minaj, Starships.
No.
Yes, let's shut this down.
Okay, wait, at least it's Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
I thought it was about to be fucking elevator music.
Oh, no. Oh my God, that would have been so, that would have been so funny. I think I would have not been able to take it serious.
It's like do-do-do-do-do, and you're like, shake that ass. Okay, that makes me feel better that it's Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Like, at least that's like kind of a fucking vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, after the heart rate challenge, it felt like a lot of the women's relationships kind of turned in the villa because things got really contentious. Like, did you feel the change in the villa with the women after that challenge?
I definitely did feel like there was tension, especially after the whole Hella situation. Like, it was tense for a couple days.
Can I ask, like, did you feel like the villa was cliquey? Like, were there specific cliques?
I feel like we tried our best to interact with everybody, but I definitely would have to say like there's people who gravitated to each other more, just like the way I gravitated to Huda, like naturally,
Before Huda, and like who else do you think you were closest with?
I would have to say me and Alandria have a great friendship. I remember like when the whole Ace Babe situation happened, I really did isolate myself. I was spending the whole day like crying, and she was really one of the main girls, just consoling in me and also making sure that my feelings are validated and I wasn't being like too much, So I would definitely say her.
Yeah, I feel like Alandria like was so good at having really like
calm, thoughtful conversations with the girls, and she was kind of sometimes like a grounding force where she would show up for someone even if she wasn't as close with them.
Yes.
Like obviously she like was ride or die for Shelly, and they were best friends, which is beautiful, but like she did put herself out there in moments because when she saw a girl was kind of down bad.
Yes.
AKA you in that moment.
100%.
Okay, you came in with Hannah, and the other girls ultimately sent her home during one of the voting sessions.
Yeah.
I know you weren't in those conversations because you were also up on the chopping block.
Yeah.
But why do you think, looking back, they made that decision?
Man, that was a really tough night. And everybody knows, like, Hannah, my bombshell sister, we both came in together. So it was like, damn, like, it was really insane. But from their point of view, they just wanted... They said that she already formed 2 strong connections before, and that she will like get sometimes tunnel vision like with the guy that she's currently in the couple with, and in regards to like not being as open. So they said that they wanted to keep me so I could have the opportunity to still possibly find my connection, which thank God I did. And with Iris, they said that they kept Iris because she just started to get to know TJ or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. Do you, I think
was it TJ or
I think it was
Jeremiah? It was one of the
one
guys.
of them at that point. Yeah. But like, what do you think about that? Because I think this season, was the first season that people were kind of being like penalized for having strong connections.
Yeah.
And then people were like, voting people off that had strong connections, which I thought was the whole point of the show. But then the minute people had strong connections, people were like, okay, well then you're done, get off the island. Like, it kind of was confusing. Like, did you guys have conversations more in depth that maybe we didn't see about like the way you guys were going to approach it?
So when it came down to every elimination, like everybody had a different standpoints in regards to how they want to go about it. They said that it relays more on the people who are standing up there and what's going on with that. But we all did discuss that if no one's officially closed off, we should be open. And if like that's not a conversation that was brought up, they would just, we all just agreed to staying open until anyone is officially closed off.
Okay, so I see. So it's like if you're not closed off, but you're acting closed off, then what's going on here?
Yes.
Because it's like then close off. So we're like, wow, you guys are in a relationship. This is beautiful. But if you're saying you're still open, but you're not actually talking to people, then what's the deal?
Yeah, that's exactly the whole point.
Okay.
Because then it gets messy, it gets weird because and then you guys are acting closed off. So if a girl was to approach the guy that you're currently in a couple with, it will start some whole drama for her. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, out of the guys in the villa, who would you say was your closest friend?
Me and Nick didn't really talk to each other at the beginning as much, but towards the end, Nicolata really became my brother. Like, he is such my brother. Like,
have you seen the rumor that he wore a wig the whole season?
Goodbye. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Yo, what?
There is like a shot.
That is hilarious. I need to tell him this. This is hilarious.
There is like a shot of the girls' dressing room. And in front of one of the girls, you kind of see this like curly little bundle. And it looks kind of like Nick's head. And everyone's like, was that motherfucker putting a wig on this entire fucking season? I mean, there's no way.
There's no baby. I'm gonna double verify tonight. I'm gonna put tuck on his hair,
Nikki.
But no, he just has good curls.
Okay, that's so good. Okay, let's talk about your next connection, Austin.
Yes.
Okay, can you describe your time with him in 3 words?
Man, explosive. I would definitely say ecstatic, and then towards the end, surprising.
I fucking love you. Okay, you guys were coupled up right before Casa more.
Yeah.
Going into Casa, like, how much was Austin on your mind once you started exploring things with Zach?
So literally before I left to Casa Amor, me and Austin had a slight conversation of him wanting to take things slow and in a slower pace. And baby, we were already moving slow. No, like seriously, we wouldn't kiss outside of the challenges. We weren't really cuddling with each other. Every conversation we had was very just meaningful. So I'm like, moving slow. Babe, we're already in turtle speed. Like this is going to take up I was just confused. So with him saying that to me, going into Casa Amor, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to just be open, you know?
You get into Casa Amor. Why do you think Zach ended up choosing you over Alondria at the Casa recoupling?
So during that time, from what he explained to me, he felt like we have more of a romantic connection. And in regards to him being with Olandria, he felt like it was more platonic. So that's what he told me.
Okay. Olandria was given a chance to stay in the villa by recoupling with Nick. How did you feel about the connection? Did you feel like it was genuine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Especially with how they were in the villa prior to that, I feel like they definitely already had that friendship connection to begin with. So and then moving on forward, I know there's him and her had smooches. So I'm like, okay, like I definitely love them together as a couple.
Okay, we need to talk about the Standing on Business challenge.
Hidden Valley Ranch now comes in a new Easy Squeeze bottle. The same ranch you love, just in a new, easier to use bottle. New look, same great flavor. Hidden Valley Ranch is the original ranch, the brand that created ranch in 1954. Recently, Hidden Valley Ranch changed its packaging, moving from the original paddle bottle to new Easy Squeeze bottle. The new bottle offers a lot of benefits, including making it easier to just get the right amount of ranch out without making a mess and helping you get out every drop. Hidden Valley Ranch is America's #1 ranch. Visit walmart.com/Hidden Valley for a new Easy Squeeze bottle of Hidden Valley Ranch today. Hidden Valley Ranch, only serious about flavor.
Okay, we need to talk about the Standing on Business challenge. Girl.
Sensitive gangster might come out. Hold on.
She's about to start crying again. I'm gonna fucking cry for you. When you walked up to your mailbox, what were you expecting to see on your end?
I mean, I just really did. I was hoping that people would just be honest with me prior to that, because there was a lot of things I found out that night about how people felt that never once said it to my face. So with me, I'm not like that. I usually just say things to people how I feel. I don't wait for a challenge to do so. But I was preparing myself for the worst because of how things rolled out, especially in the first days.
Ace, Austin, and Zach all ganged up on you in this moment. And as a viewer, it was like,
dude,
Amaya, it was so uncomfortable and upsetting to watch, especially just like as a woman, like woman to woman. I was like, somebody fucking go save this girl. How did it feel in that moment standing up there alone?
Oh my God. And plus, people were already not necessarily complaining, but just say I cry too much. So it's like, damn, how can I not cry right now? It was a really, really tough moment for me, to be honest with you. Like to just be on that podium and having nobody but myself at that moment. I'm like, you know what? I just really, it's on my plate. So I'm going to eat up and digest the food. And guess what? Thank you for spilling the tea on how it really feels. But it really did. I was blacking out. Like,
yeah, I can imagine like completely just dissociating in that moment, because you're like, just stand here, try not to cry, try not to cry. Okay, I'm crying. Try to hold it together. Try to hold it together.
Yes.
Have you ever experienced anything like that situation in your real life ever?
To be honest, no. Because like once again, like I'm able to walk away and like block someone when I feel like there's a conversation is just leading to something horrible. But at that moment, I really just needed to embrace it and just stand on business, you know? And on top of that, I had no idea Zach felt that way. And that was the person I was currently in the couple with. So out of everybody, I was like, okay, at least I have somebody to stand up for me. But it was not him at all.
Okay, during the challenge, yes, the guys were basically accusing you of coming on too strong and being too much too soon. To have 3 men all be collectively saying that to you, like, why do you think all of them were that triggered by you?
I mean, my father loves to say that a strong, confident woman, especially a woman who's in touch with her emotions, would intimidate the cowards and people who are not vulnerable and open like that. So it's just more like, I never understood the coming off too strong part, because I never groped anybody. I swear that I started to get so scared of how I felt like I was walking on eggshells. If I looked at somebody for too long, it was just like, yeah, bro, she wants to get married with me the next day. Like, we never spoke about marriage or kids talk. I never groped anybody. Like, they just really started to make me feel like I was just doing too much.
Right. So you're like, I'm not even gonna make eye contact with you.
Right.
Like,
Can I make eye contact with anybody? Or like me, my pinky toe touching their pinky toe is sex to them? And like, keep in mind, guys, we're on Love Island. We're supposed to be, I thought this was a kiss and dating show. And I can't even have my shoulder touching you now, bro. Like, seriously.
It's so facts. I was like, what is going on?
Like, I thought I was going crazy. I'm like,
yeah.
Did I not know what I signed up for? Like, I know I'm a very open sexual girl and love her smooches, but nobody wanted smooches there with anybody.
I will say I lost so much respect for all 3 of those men in that moment too, because I think there's one moment, yes, to voice your opinion. Yeah. But when you start to gang up on someone who is just standing there and getting it from every angle, like, read the room. Guess what? You're going to be on this island for a long time. You can have this conversation privately, but to publicly try to embarrass you, it just was so inappropriate. Throughout the season, you stood up for other women, but no one stood up for you in that moment.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if it was just more of them letting the conversation just be done and be finished. But yeah, it was just like me, particularly, especially like me, like at that moment. But I remember when I walked off, Hala and another islander, I think it was Sierra. Yeah, they came in to comfort me for a little bit. But no, it was my voice against 3 guys. And baby, this voice was loud, okay?
What do you wish someone of the girls just would have said?
All right, guys, like, take it easy. Like, calm down. Just calm down. It was really tough. But I'm telling you, like, out of this whole experience, my skin is so thicker now. Thicker than raw beef, okay? Like, or it's burnt beef. Like, this skin is tough now, baby.
Wait, Amaya, if you actually, like, now thinking back, like, why do you think no one stood up for you?
Maybe they felt the same way, or maybe they just didn't want to get involved. Probably, I think that's what it was. They didn't want to probably get involved in the crossfire that was happening. But though I was taking the bullets like boom, boom, baby, I was KO. I had to walk away. I was game over. I was like, what the fuck? What the fucky is going on?
Had roles been reversed and you were sitting and one of your girls was up there literally like verbally getting the shit beaten out of her, what would you have said?
They would have heard me from across the room. I would have been like, actually, no, I have a question. Like, you're not going to be speaking to anybody like that, especially not one of my girls.
Okay, you mentioned, and let's get to it, someone did stand up for you and speak up for you in that moment. Mr. Brian, how did that change the way that you saw him?
I mean, like, initially, I always thought he was very cute, very, very handsome. But just hearing his voice, because I thought it was just like arguments and people just attacking me. And to the point where one moment I put my head down and wasn't looking up. And then I heard him say, wait, hold on. And I looked up and I was like, my eyes just glowed, and I really did feel like he was my knight in armor that night, like just saving me. And after that, I did a double take, baby girl. I was like, what? Brian, you know what? I need to talk to you. Come over here.
You're like, Brian, I bet if I kind of grazed toes with you, you would be turned on, okay? And you wouldn't think I'm trying to fuck you, though. We could have a nice conversation.
Right.
Because you're a grown-ass man. Okay, what made you realize after like initial attraction and loving that he stood up for you, what made you realize you wanted to be in a couple with Brian?
So after the conversations just kept on being so flowy, and I felt like I was being my complete self around him without feeling tamed and without feeling like my wings are being clipped off. Like it really just felt so natural. And I also felt like we had a lot of things in common. We come from the same background. So he like really do understands me in a different way, you know? So yeah, it really started off like from that.
Okay, how did the night in the Hideaway help strengthen your connection, honey?
Oh, baby girl, it was steamy, all right. We were out, we were sweating. Like, it really was a great feeling to just have that private and intimate moment because, like, back in the villa, yes, you're able to have private conversations, but there's still people around. And, like, that just forced us to really be just us two. And, like, if we didn't want to conversate with each other, we have somebody else to conversate with. But now it was like, no, we actually do want to talk to each other. Like, we love talking to each other and being next to each other. And the next morning, before like heading back, I remember just sitting down by the jacuzzi with him, and we were just quiet. Like, it was beauty in the silence. Like, I really did feel like I found my best friend where I could yap away, or where we're having our quiet moments. It's like one of the best quality times with him.
That makes me so happy for you because I relate to you, and like I'm a yapper too.
Yeah.
I love talking and I could talk forever, but when you find someone that you can be so comfortable with that silence isn't awkward and you can just be still and yourself, that's a huge sign of like progress in a relationship, that you don't have to do the small talk. Okay, I have to ask, did he end up eating the kitty in the Hideaway?
Eat that kitty in the Hideaway. I said, eat that kitty. Well, he definitely took some advice. We had a great night.
You had a good time.
Yeah.
Did you feel like your physical chemistry was there?
Oh, 100%.
Love that for you. Okay. How often, aside from now the Hideaway, like how often were people actually like hooking up and fucking in the main room?
Dude, well, I don't know if it's like you guys caught on, but we did have a code word, journey. And it kind of traumatizes me now. Like, when somebody outside be like, oh, a journey, I'm like, how dare you? Clutching my pearls. But, like, if we had a code name, but people were having journey, so for sure.
And was it at all ever, like, awkward while you're all trying to go to bed and you're hearing, like, smacking noises?
Like, dude, I'm like, can I sleep? We already don't get enough rest around here. But you know what's like, as you should, baby girl.
Do you guys have sound machines or like earplugs?
The earplugs were not plugging. Like, listen, seriously, those were low quality earplugs because we were so able to like hear things. And I'm like, dude, okay. Especially if there's a couple right next to you.
I'm fucking dying. One of the biggest major turning points of the season that I think the internet truly felt, so I want to hear your take on it, was when America voted you as the most genuine and most trustworthy Islander.
Yeah.
As viewers, we felt like we watched everyone almost shift and kind of treat you really differently, Amaya, like after that moment. Did you feel the shift?
I felt the shift a little bit, for sure. I mean, it was just like, okay, now you want to talk to me? Like,
period.
You know, your girl be clocking it. We didn't have no watches over there, but baby, I clocked certain tea. And it's like, don't talk to me now. I'm okay. School over. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like one of the things that was actually infuriating me personally was like seeing Zach literally tell you that he was basically like disturbed that you tried to kiss him.
Dude.
And then he's trying to climb up on that fucking daybed with you, being like, honey.
Girl, I was so confused. Somebody find me a map because I'm lost. Like, what the fuck? I mean, like, no, seriously. I was confused. He's a grown man. He couldn't tell me no. He kissed me. We were kissing back in Casa Amor. That's why it was, like, uncomfortable. Like, what? Right, that's a strong word.
You literally came at me at the fire pit during the challenge. You're saying how uncomfortable you are around me. You don't want to be with me. You don't like me.
Yes.
And then America is like, by the way, motherfuckers, let us remind you who the fuck is the favorite since none of you know.
Yeah.
We put you at number one and everyone, you see Ace's face and he literally is like,
ha ha. Ha.
And everyone is like, oh my God, Ace and Zach specifically, it was like, let's watch you two try to figure out how to rearrange this narrative in your head. And let's see. And I was praying to fucking God you saw through Zach's bullshit.
Oh, I saw, girl.
Okay, good.
I don't have 20/20 vision, but I have 20/20 vision at that moment, okay? It was like, dude, why are you trying to talk to me now? And then also, I feel like when the guys were like ranking me, it definitely was just projection. Like, they didn't have I'm like, name the reason. Like, name an example. No examples were being able to made. Like,
that's so interesting.
Yeah, it was just projection.
You don't need to name names, but like, did you feel some of the women also kind of be a little bit nicer?
Some. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need to throw shade, but we don't even need you to name it because as viewers, we clocked it. And I was like, Amaya, you better fucking stand on business now and remember who the fuck you are.
Period.
But I will say, I think, again, why America fell in love with you, Amaya, is because you can tell how genuine you are. The fact that you didn't tell that fucking Zach ass to be like, babe, we're done. Like, I know what game you're playing. You were still sweet to him.
Yeah.
You still even fucking apologized to him. I was going to be like, Amaya.
Girl.
No.
No.
You apologized to him.
Dude.
And Ace. I was like, girl, I have to just give you your flowers for a second, but also remind women, like, I think sometimes we are the first people to apologize in moments because we want to make situations just feel like, let's just appease people and let's make it easy and let's not make it awkward. But it's like, why did you speak to both of them that way?
Yeah.
Because they were disrespectful and pushed you to the point that you then had to go back and defend yourself.
Yes.
And then you're being the one that feels like you have to apologize first.
Yeah.
Bitch, fucking no.
Girl. No, exactly.
No.
Seriously.
Another huge moment. There were so many fucking huge moments. I love how people are like, I don't know about this season. Like, how many big fucking moments? We can't even get through enough. And I still have so much more to talk to you about. Okay. A huge moment this season was when Sierra abruptly left the villa.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me just from your perspective as an Islander, what went down?
Dude, literally we all started the morning together and then out of nowhere she did disappear and we all were just asking where was Sierra. I remember asking, I was like, do you guys know where Sierra went? And then same thing with Nick. I was like, Nick, where's Sierra? We all genuinely did not know. So we did not get the chance to say goodbye. We weren't able to see her pack her bags. It literally just happened in the flash of an eye. It felt like very unreal, like in a way. Like, what is going on?
Where were you guys when she clearly went and packed her bags?
We were all in the villa. We literally were all just hanging out.
You were like outside?
Outside.
Okay.
And she was gone. Like, literally gone.
Now knowing, I have to ask, like, why she left, how do you feel about it?
I definitely do think words matter and everyone should be respected, you know? So, like, I just hope that, like, she learns from her consequences, which, you know, she is a grown woman. So, like, hopefully moving on forward, it's just like, this should not be repeated, you know?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to play a game.
Okay,
I'm going to give you a scenario and you tell me the first Islander that comes to mind. Okay. Who gave the best advice?
Best advice, first Islander. I would say Olandria.
Okay. Which Islander crashed out the hardest?
Besides myself, Hala.
Who was the fakest?
Ooh, a fakest. Man, Austin, Boston, because listen, where did this information come from, Austin? Shit.
Which guy was the best kisser?
Ooh, Brian.
Whose clothes did you steal the most?
Ciara's.
Which couple had the most sex in the group room?
Oh my God. Damn. Okay, wait. Helen and Jeremiah when they were together. Ha. Dude.
Whose elimination made you the saddest?
Oh my God, Charlie.
Which couple has the best chance of making it in the outside world besides you and Brian?
I would have to say Alandria and Nick.
Really?
Yeah. Because Iris and Pepe, I don't know, I like nothing against like their relationship. I love them together, but Alandria and Nick families spoke about cookouts already and inviting each other's over to their household. So I really do think that they're going to be a good couple.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Tinder. Daddy Gang, you know that feeling of finding an amazing hole-in-the-wall restaurant when you're traveling to a foreign city? There is truly nothing better than having the best meal of your life surrounded by locals where nobody knows you're a tourist. Well, with Tinder's help, you can have more moments like that and get a true taste of the local life. Tinder's passport mode can be the best travel companion when you're looking for a local tour guide in any city in the world. Try Tinder Passport globally to connect locally during your travels or even before you start packing, all while making traveling to a new place feel easier. With Tinder's help, add more plans to your itinerary by matching with a local and setting a date to see the city through their eyes. Passport mode is also a great way to help immerse yourself deeper into the culture and have more authentic experiences while traveling. With Passport mode, there's so much to discover. Explore all of the possibilities for yourself. Tinder, it starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today.
Okay, we're going to play a game. What is the weirdest place you've ever had sex?
CVS pharmacy. At the bathroom. In the bathroom. Not in public. Not in public, but it was in the bathroom.
What was going on?
We made sure that we didn't touch anything. Like, I touched the wall because I needed to stabilize myself. But we made sure that it was clean, okay? Literally, we went to CVS. I needed to buy some candy. And then we had one smooch. And then he was like, do you want to go to the bathroom? I'm like, okay. I guess it was exciting. It made it more exciting.
A CVS buck. We love that.
Santa Claus, please bring me Christmas presents. I promise I wasn't that naughty.
Okay, what is the most unhinged thing you have ever done after a breakup?
Unhinged means like
you went a little crazy.
Dude. Fuck. There's a lot of moments. Let me think. Brain loading. Oh, I think I called my ex-boyfriend's mom, and I'm like, "What is son raised? How dare you raise a son like this?" And I'm
That's
like,
so good.
yeah.
When you call the mom,
I called the mom, baby. I usually always get my like boyfriends at the times like mom's phone number, but yeah, I'm like, wait, no, mama, sit down. We have to have a talk, okay? What in the world? Where went wrong? Was there any like childhood like situation that made him like this? Like, what is it?
That's so real. Put it on the mother. It's now your problem to take your fucking son, your bitch ass son back. I'm done with his ass.
Right.
Okay, what is the craziest thing someone's ever asked you to do in bed?
In bed? To suck their toes. Like, ew. Guys, sorry, but ew. I'm never sucking a man's toes. Like, what? First of all, they don't even have that much good of a self-care, usually. And now you want me to suck your toes? Like, are they even washed? And, like, guys, let me show you this moment. I went to Miami, like, 2 years ago, and I was on a jet ski with someone, and I looked down, and he had the longest pinky toenail ever. I swear on my baby sisters, I got scared. I was like, I don't know if he use that as a weapon. Like, if somebody's coming to attack him, he'll like just slice somebody with the pinky toenail. But girl, it was long and strong. And ever since then, I kind of do have a little bit of an ache when it comes down to guys' toes.
Wait, were you hooking up with this man on the jet ski?
We were just on the jet ski, right? And we were supposed to hook up. But when I tell you, I was like, girl, bring me back to shore right now. This is not okay. How the fuck you fit your feet in the sneakers? this. Seriously, with that long toenail, it was like this. I had so much questions.
Wait, Amaya, when someone asked you to suck their toes, what did you say to them?
Oh, hell no. I'm like, don't ruin the moment right now, my love. Like, everything's going smooth like butter. And now you're going to come here with the kitchen knife and just slice me up. Like, hello, calm down. No, relax, my guy.
What is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done during a night of drinking?
Dude, oh my God. Guys, this was when I was like 21. Too much margaritas, just started drinking. Your girl started freestyling rapping on a date. And keep in mind,
Wait, what?
I started to freestyle rap on a date on our way back home. And it was a 1-hour car ride. So it's not like I just did one thing. I was just yapping, talking to myself. And then at first I thought he liked it. But then I go on Twitter and I seen that one, he blocked me on Twitter from seeing a tweet. And then 2, my friends sent it to me and they're like, bro, he just shitted on you. He was like, what would you do if a girl raps the whole entire car ride? And everybody was like, jump out the window. I'm like, oh my God.
Wait, you have to give me, from any recollection you have, a little rap. Give me a little something.
Dude, okay, so like,
You're like, we're driving. I'm driving. Ooh,
right.
Ooh, and you're like,
the
hit it.
margaritas is feeling nice. So it was literally like the Fat Joe lean back instrumental.
Yeah, give me it.
It was like, my name is Amaya, a little girl with a big dream, never get down on her knees if you know what I mean.
Meanwhile, this man is like, I'm about to swerve off the road.
Swerve off. But looking back, it was like, okay, I could definitely see like the fake smiles. Like, get me out of this car.
I also could see like it's fun for a couple minutes, but an hour, like I'm obsessed with you that you're like, let me give you another one. Hold on. Listen to this shit. This is amazing. Right. He's like, can I turn on the radio? You're like, no, I am the radio.
No,
I'm
seriously.
obsessed with you. Okay, fuck, marry, kill these sex positions.
Okay.
Doggy style, cowgirl, and missionary.
Okay. Mary, missionary, because eye contact, hello, all in the eyes. Fuck doggy style, exciting. And kill cowgirl. Baby, my knees be tired. Okay, I don't have the best joints. This is why I do yoga and I stretch it out. But we're trying to improve.
Okay, what is your go-to line if you want to start sexting?
Ooh, I would just be like, time to get wet. For both me and him.
I love how straightforward you are. Okay, what has been your wildest sexual mishap?
Mishap, like what?
Like you fell off the bed and you got a concussion, like you broke an elbow.
Oh my God.
You fell off, whatever the fuck, like a disaster.
Dude. So I was having sex with one of my ex-boyfriends, and I guess he got too excited that he farted. But like the fart was so bad that I almost threw up. I tried to act like it was like, okay, like obviously it's natural for humans to pass gas. That's good that you're passing gas, bro. We're all for it. But like we had to stop and move to a whole different room. And I'm like, please don't let this fart linger, because how to the now was so not it.
Did he acknowledge it?
He was like, yeah, it was like, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm sure that was not me queefing. So it had to come from something else.
Why was it one of those like?
It was like that, like literally short, but very, very impactful. Powerful.
Dude, you know what's so crazy is like I feel like that, as shitty as it is, it's like if it's loud, yeah, literally it's kind of awkward if it's loud, but if it doesn't smell, you're like, okay, that was weird, pretend it was a queef, keep it moving.
Yes.
If it reeks,
dude, I don't know what he was eating that day, but boy was it. I survived, baby. I almost suffocated. Okay, I'm a survivor. I'm a gas fart person in the sex survivor.
You're so strong, Amaya. You're so strong.
The battles I face.
Okay, what is your weirdest turn on?
Weirdest turn on? I like, okay, like, when you're cuddling with somebody and like I love putting my face in your armpits a little bit. Obviously, if it smells crazy, then I'm going to like be like, oh hell no. But if it's a good smell, you know, like Bobby,
You're in there.
Yeah, I'm in there.
Okay, have you ever had a threesome?
No.
Would you ever?
Yes, I would, but not now.
Okay.
Not now. I feel like that's more for like 30s, like when like the sex is like to keep things exciting, you know?
30s. We're going to save it for the 30s.
30s, yeah.
Love that for you. Okay, Amaya, what is your best skill in the bedroom?
Ooh, man. Listen, there's a reason why my jaw's snatch, okay? Your girl be stretching the jaw out. And I'm proud. Not everybody gets to see the skill. So, like, if you're able to see the skill, Brian.
Girl, I'm proud of you. I am so proud of you. How do you think your life is going to be different now after Love Island? Like, are you going to lean into the fame? Like, what are you thinking?
I definitely do want to engage with my supporters as much as possible. Like, I just want to talk to them and know that, like, my papaya would never change. You get what I'm saying? And I really do want to leave a positive impact on women to know to never settle and to never change who they are. So as long as I keep on sending that message out, whether it's like my mini like get ready with me or vlogs, then for sure. But you know, a goal of mine, like I said earlier, is definitely to get my PhD. So maybe next year your girl will be returning back to school. And for anybody who would want to follow me in that journey, it's more than like I'm open.
Okay, you and Brian. Obviously, we saw you guys. You won Love Island. But now, what do you think this looks like in the real world?
Guys, I'm so excited to be in the real world with him without, like, mics up. And I could just talk to him whenever. And, like, I'm waiting for our truffle pasta date. And I can't wait to meet his family. I know I met some of his family, his Papa Bear, but I need to meet Mommy officially. He needs to come. We're going to be cooking together. There's just so much things that we have planned for us. And I'm just happy to be in this moment with him, right. You know?
Have you guys talked about long distance?
Yes.
Like, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be taking turns seeing each other. And Boston is not far away from me. I actually have cousins and friends out there. So Boston, your girl's coming.
I'm obsessed. You and Brian made history by being the first Hispanic couple to win Love Island.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you?
Man, it's really, really huge because I'm the first generation to be here in America, first generational nurse, like first time for, like my parents literally came from Dominican Republic and like didn't have the best like upbringing. So Latino culture to me is very, very huge. So, I mean, it's really, I feel blessed and I feel so much gratitude, you know?
No, I think like for the world and especially right now, this was such an incredible moment in history. Like I think sometimes people obviously can look at Love Island and be like, oh, it's just a dating show. But to see you and Brian up on that stage and winning in the world that we're in right now, I think it's probably what a lot of people needed. And for you to be that person to give people that hope and that strength, like it's truly beautiful and incredible, Maya.
Oh
seriously.
My gosh. Like hearing this from you is really huge. So thank you so much. We feel so supported and so loved. And I'm glad that I was able to, me and Brian were able to be a part of this.
Can I ask you about just quickly, I know we don't have that much time, but like mental health. I think sometimes people look at people on shows and we're all obsessed. We're like, we don't like this couple and we like this person. We don't like that person. But can you just kind of talk to me a little bit about what in maybe not as fun moments in the villa, like what did mental health look like in the villa and like struggles and just like how did people get through when things were dark, just to like understand for people watching, like this isn't all just fun and games, like we're real people.
Like literally we're real people. We have feelings. And I think sometimes like people forget how intense things could be in there. Like when you don't have any interaction with the outside world, you're not able to call your mom and dad and talk to them. Like we're literally just there. But when we have doctors like on like set, like psych doctors, so whenever we really are having a bad moment or we feel like the world is like crashing down due to the intensity of emotions, we're able to take a break and talk to the doctors if needed to be. And everybody has their own way with navigating how they deal with their feelings. But one, for me, it was just one, loving it out, and two, just going on a dog and feeling that fresh air and like just embracing Mother Nature.
I'm going to do a couple rapid fire last minute questions and then we're ending. Okay. What is your take on BDSM?
Oh, baby, we love that. We love that, okay?
You do? Love. Okay, how do you feel about Timothée Chalamet?
Yeah, it was Zendaya, right? Right? Wait, I think it was Zendaya?
No.
Oh, wait, no, he's with Kylie.
Yeah, he's with Kylie.
I'm going crazy. Very cute.
Very cute. What is your most irrational fear?
I would have to say sharks. Like, seriously, sometimes when I'm underwater and my eyes are closed, I have like this big imagination of a shark coming to get me. I don't know why.
So do you go in the ocean a lot?
Well, from knee and beyond.
Yeah, that's it. What is your weirdest reoccurring dream?
Oh my gosh. I would have to say getting chased by naked people. No, seriously, like that's one of my night terrors. Have you ever watched the movie Hereditary?
No.
So there was like a scene there where like she just like, I don't know, I forgot it was a he or she, but somebody just wakes up and like there's a scene of like naked people all around them. And like ever since then, that's like really like irrational fear of mine. I just hope I don't trip and fall.
Holy fucking shit.
No, I swear. Watch when you search it up. You're gonna be like, okay, I see what she's talking about.
Okay, fair. If you had a vibrator, if you have a vibrator and you had to name her, what would it be?
Rosa.
Okay, what is a song that will always hype you up?
Ooh, got that only.
What is the weirdest thing you keep in your purse?
I have a lot of weird things in my purse. Backup heels. Because I went out one day in NYC and like a purse as in like a tote bag. And then my heel literally broke. So then ever since then, I was like, no, we need to bring backup heels because girl, we're not ever going to be limping like that again. Yep.
Do you ever wear flats?
I wear flats sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Who is your dream threesome?
Let me see. Kim Kardashian.
Oh, that's good.
She is hot as fuck.
What message do you hope viewers take away from your time on the show overall?
To just really stay true to who you are. Never change for yourself. Even when people are making you feel like, okay, what's going on with me? What's wrong? There's never nothing wrong with you, baby. Like, shine. And if you're bright as too light, guess what? Put some motherfucking shades on, bitch. Like, let your sun bright and illuminate.
You obviously have gone viral for the songs that you love to make up when you're alone. Can you sing us a little something to close out your Call Her Daddy interview today? Give us a little Call Her Daddy, Amaya. I'm going to close my eyes and just vibe.
Okay. Call Her Daddy is on the show with Alex Cooper. We are here to glow. Call Her Daddy, you know what it is. Hey, let's get to the biz.
Honey, you're about to get a record deal. No, Amaya, truly, thank you so much for coming on. I feel like it is such a pleasure to sit down with you. You were such a bright energy in the villa, but to get to know you today, you're so funny, you're so charismatic, you're so loving, and I'm so happy that America made the right person famous.
Oh my God, Alex, thank you so much. And girl, I love listening to all your podcasts. So once I got the news, I was like, there's no way. The Alex. So this was a huge, huge moment for me. Thank you so much. And you're beautiful inside and out.
I love you. Amaya, Call Her Daddy. We did it.
Yay!
Love you.